We made it. We're at the beach. Yeah. How did we manage this? How on earth did we manage this? I'll tell you, the beach is not how I remember it. No. This doesn't look like Rockaway. I don't know what this is. Yeah. This is way too blue. Rockaway definitely. I miss the filth. I miss the Rockaway filth. There was nothing like that gray, murky water. Not to really be, some days Rockaway could look like this very pretty light green. Yeah. Like a real sea foam, like a real pretty light green. But it was never like this. Yeah. But look at those clouds, huh? Yeah, this is really beautiful. I'd be happy to stay at this spot for a little while, but I know you want to jump around. No, don't say that. Don't project that onto me. Well, what? You have a hard time sitting still. I could sit and I could stay at this spot for. I don't want to say it because it'll put you off. No, it won't put me off. What? Say it. How long could you stay at this spot just like this? Hours. Hours. Yeah, I'd be happy hours doing this. Watching the water roll in. It's just perfect. Right here. You know what gives it away? That little thing. Yeah. Whatever that is. Little trees. Right, I see it. So this is what we're doing today. Well, among other things. But, I feel this is conducive. I do. We could go on a bicycle ride later and look at some scenery too. Yeah. Yeah, you can really look at scenery everywhere. You don't have to be out there doing it. I mean, I I guess I'd rather be laying. I would rather be laying on the beach and feeling that sun. Although it's strange, I can feel it right now. That's the power of the mind, and that's the power of your ability to put yourself in a situation. You do feel it. Yeah, I feel this. I feel the sun on my body. So it's a nice day for the beach. Yeah, it's a beautiful day for the beach, and there's a lot of beaches to choose from. Lots. I imagine it's chilly down at the beach this morning. Yeah, you gotta stay in that sun. Yeah. We used to go down to the beach, though, at this time of year, plenty. Yup. You'd bring a nice little light shawl, and I always end up taking it off. We used to do tarot card readings down at the beach. Yep. I got a card for you. All right. I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, that's perfect. Look at this great. Look at this great little bag, folks. Isn't this a great little bag? Today's card is the sun. Yeah. Today's card is the sun. I don't even know if that card's supposed to be that bag's supposed to be a tarot card. We got bagism going here. Yeah, we got dragonfly. We're making a beanbag pillow out of the dragonfly this morning. The sun. The sun stands for renewal and optimism, and also the Son of God, our Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah. Perfect. George Michael, how are you? Yeah. We'll have you. I know we're going to be doing a reading with George Michael, so that's coming up. probably for the next video, whenever that's going to be. But George Michael has been waiting. He's a wonderful, amazing guest. In the meantime, we'll post an old video that we did with him that was like, good Lord, was he coming through the channel? It was unbelievable. Yeah. I can't wait to see that again. It was so good. What song was, it was the song that they used to do with the MTV models. Remember when George Michael was making all those films with the models? Yeah, all those videos. All the supermodels, Linda Evangelista and all those girls. Naomi, I think, was in them. Naomi Campbell, if I'm not mistaken. It was they were like 5 of them. And yeah, 5, we just hit 555. And they were like his fucking models for his videos, and they were amazing. Yeah. Those models, they never intimidated me because they looked so friendly, and I liked the fact that they were rocking out with George Michael. I am zoning out now, yeah. So you're enjoying all the movies that I like? Yeah, I can't believe the movies you lined up for me. I have enough movies in queue now that will last for like a month. Well, we'll go through them, but yeah. Thank you. You know I love those indie films and documentaries. A lot of films about mental illness, and people diagnosed with schizophrenia and stuff. That does seem like a terrible affliction. In many cases, they're hearing voices. That was one of the things I was checked for, because, channeling, what do you hear? You're hearing voices. So when I went for a psychiatric evaluation, the doctors knew. This woman is talking to Jesus. She's talking to John Lennon. She's hearing them giving her guidance, and we've got to rule out schizophrenia. And they ruled it out fairly quickly, because I am quite sane, and also these voices were all telling me positive things and not manic things like you're the queen of the world or anything like that. John and the rest of the brethren and mother and father, the consistent message was, you are loved, you are protected, and we are guiding you, and God and mother love you, and just trust the guidance. We're here to help you. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is okay, Lena. And that's something that the schizophrenic people, they don't hear that. Not all of them, anyway, I don't think. It's mostly people saying nasty things, calling them names, making them feel scared, making them feel threatened, making them feel victimized. Or, like in another case, the mania of the voices telling them that they are indestructible, and they are the king of the world, and they can do whatever they want, and there will be no consequences. So those things, my brethren that I speak to, their message is a holy one, really, and at the root of the message is, everything is all right, and you are fine. And that's something that I desperately needed to hear after a lifetime of mental and physical abuse at the hands of people that were supposedly there to care for me and love me. And the thing that is important, that I wanted you to take away from those documentaries we've been watching, is that many people who suffer breakdowns in life you have to look at, you must look at the parents. And the parents are the ones, in most cases, who are severely mentally ill and unaware of their mental illness, or in denial of their mental illness, and never were treated, and their children went on to suffer and fall into dysfunction in life because of their treatment of their mentally ill parents. Right. And mental illness comes in all forms, and mentally ill parents can have very loving days and moments, and they do. And then it switches, and they abuse the kids, and then they're nice again, and then they abuse the kids. And that's what happened to me. My father was a real bad bully, psychological bully. And so that really... Well, why do they have to show this up there? I know. That ruins it. Let's find another beach. Okay, also, oh, come on. What's with the light lettering? We're in Tahiti. But I don't know why they got to put those little letters up. Are they gone now? Yeah. Okay, again, this incredibly blue. It really is amazing. You know where it is like this, though? In Hawaii. Hawaii, the beaches do look like this. The water is just this blue. So I have seen blue water like this. It does exist. This is not, touched up. No, this is real. So yeah, I don't know what's worse, physical or psychological abuse, but psychological can really both can wreck you for your life if you don't get some kind of therapy for it. So I was always like really hip to, as soon as I had, the means and the coverage to do it. It took me years to come around to realizing I really need therapy, like professional psychotherapy. I started going as a woman in my late 20s, early 30s. But even as a child, I would go to my guidance counselor and seek out an adult to talk to, because I didn't have that at home. I couldn't talk to my parents about anything. They were at the root of the problems, yeah. So what really strikes me too is watching these documentaries. If anyone out there wants a list of these great documentaries we've been watching on these topics, I'll send you the list of all the names. But not long ago, I asked my parents, who are still alive in their 80s, would you go to therapy? Would you come to some of my sessions with me so we could talk? Because right now we're not talking. And I was like, you want me to be in your life, but you're in denial about your role in what has happened here, the communication breakdown. So come to therapy with me. And what is the worst thing that could happen? The shutdown on that was so immediate and violent. My father, forget it. He never even gets to enter the conversation. My mother is like the fucking Nazi of the family, and she's just like, no, we don't go to therapy. Where there's nothing wrong with us, we are never doing that. So just forget it, because you are not going to that, and that's never going to happen. So all right, then there is not going to be a conversation. And that's the way it is. And like the way it is with my parents now is I just like, I have done my best to forgive them and try to understand what made them behave the way they did toward me. And I send them gifts on the holidays, and we don't talk about anything. My mother would be happy just to talk about the weather 24 hours a day. And she's done it. And that's part of mental illness too. Right. Yeah, it's just the inability to face the possibility of there being any type of dysfunction. And when people wake up, when people have an awakening like I did, that's going to affect the other relationships in their life. If there was dysfunction, that's no longer going to be I can't tolerate it. I did my damnedest tolerating it my entire life, and it really it all led up to this huge fucking breakthrough. And that's what happens. Yeah, I had a physical and emotional breakdown and build up, and that's now I'm in the process of rebuilding. So yeah, these documentaries are all different. Everybody's case study is different, but something, if you've ever suffered any kind of abuse in your life, this stuff will resonate with you. So, but the platform that has most of these documentaries is Tubi, Tubi. It's a free movie platform. You just have to install the app. I don't know how they do it, but they have a great selection of movies. And yeah, there are ads, but you know what? When there are ads, we do yoga stretches and yoga breathing for every ad. So it ends up being a workout, and we utilize the ads. We don't just sit there and, oh, let me just eat something, or let me just get mad because there's an ad. No, you start breathing, you start doing stretches, you start doing ankle rolls, wrist rolls, work with some weights, rubber bands, and you do that for a minute or two until the ad is over. That's all. Lena, I love what you're doing this morning. Oh, thanks. I think being at the beach has cleared my mind considerably. Yes. We had some amazing, incredible big props to Christopher. God love him. He picked out the best melon yesterday. I said, bring back a melon when you go out. He brings back this honeydew melon that is absolutely the most delicious melon ever. Yeah. Fucking amazing melon. Yeah. I could say something right now about my melons. Yeah. Almost as amazing as your melon. Don't even start. Look, you knocked the beach over. That's what you did. You knocked down the whole beach. So yeah, we didn't sleep much we didn't sleep much last night at all, because I ate all this melon before bed because it was like the most delicious melon I ever had. But you know what melon is? 1818. 1818. It's a diuretic. I was up peeing all night. All night. Don't eat a bunch of melon before you go to bed. Yeah. Do not. But if you're looking for that reaction and you want to lose a lot of water, eat a lot of melon, because that jogs everything, and that cleans out the whole system. Peeing all night. I feel like I lost 100 pounds of body water. Yeah. Well, that's good. You're really trimming. You're trimmed down considerably. Have I? I don't know. Do we have to get a new? We have a new phone, but yeah, we might need to. I think this phone is on its last lapse. So I'll look into that today. Switching over. Well, we'll go to Shanti Veda and she'll help you through it. We haven't switched phones in a long time. Look at this. What's with this piece of driftwood over here? Well, what is it? It looks kind of like a crocodile, doesn't it? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It's like my penis. Stop it, Sean. Look, it's me. I'm sticking out of the sand there.